So can Christians participate? I think it's individual choices, and I think there's going to be some people that are watching us that go, you know what, in my conscience, I don't really feel like a participating.
I love that, though. They should be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nobody should be like, you're dumb because you don't participate. No, it's like, if you don't want to participate in it, then don't. But if you want to go get free candy and you got to dress up like a little Bo jackass, then you're free to do that as well.
Good.
All right.
Hey, welcome back to Real Talk. Thanks for hanging out with us. He's Joe. I'm Brad. What's going on?
I am feeling like a shepherd, and you are looking like a jackass. Is that not what the point was?
Wow.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You're a bunny.
It's not a bunny.
What is it?
It's a lamb.
It's a
Look at this. You would shear this kind of wool.
Shepherd and sheep.
Shepherd and sheep.
I don't know. I was just going with the first thought that I had.
You have very subdued colors, earth tones.
I know, it's because I'm from...
I would expect something a little more...
in my costume?
Garish, a little more...
flamboyant?
Sure.
Oh.
You're very muted.
Yes, well, this is a very high quality outfit that I got at the Halloween store.
I can see that.
Or
now,
on the Amazon.
You being shepherd and me being a lowly sheep, would you like to lead this?
I don't know what we're doing, so I don't think I could lead this, but it is fun to be on camera and in a costume.
It is?
No, it's not. I guess...
I have a little tail on mine. You like that? Make sure the cameras see that.
Could it be that we've been put in this by producer Mikkel for a reason?
I think there's a theme.
Okay, and what is that?
Halloween's coming.
Halloween?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about.
Halloween. All right.
I'm going to take this off because it is 1,000 degrees. So we're going to talk about, should Christians celebrate Halloween? And I would bet, what do you think the breakdown, if we polled our audience, like 80-20?
No.
What do you think it is?
There's probably like 3 wacko people out there that say no, and the rest are like, let's go. So if you're one of those wacko, no, I have no idea. I have no idea what the breakdown would be. Of people that celebrate Halloween?
Yeah, versus people that are like, no, we shouldn't. There's a significant portion of people that you think it's only 3 wackos?
Isn't there a third category?
What's the third category?
People like you and me, who are like probably tolerate Halloween.
Sure.
Like, I don't know if I'm for it or against it, but sometimes I tolerate it.
Certainly there are people who say Christians should not celebrate Halloween.
Yes.
Right? So we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Because whether or not our viewers believe that, they've heard that, maybe had that said to them, you shouldn't be celebrating Halloween. So we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So, real fast.
Do you have the history for me?
Real fast. Okay?
I like history. And
Okay.
I knew you would come prepared with the history of
So
Halloween.
it's sort of interesting because Halloween is really like a religious holiday and a pagan holiday that got squished together, all right?
Where did you find this?
So, the interweb said this, so I assume it's true.
Okay.
So there was a historical day. The Pope said that the church is going to celebrate a day called All Saints' Day. And that's when we honored the saints of the past, right?
That are dead.
That are dead.
Okay.
There was also a pagan holiday that was occurring around the same time. And what we have in modern day is sort of these two things kind of put together.
Oh.
It's just like cultures kind of coming together. And in the pagan holiday, they would wear costumes. They actually did jack-o'-lanterns also. How about that? And the purpose was to trick away the evil spirits.
Oh, it's always helpful. They're easily tricked, those spirits.
Those evil spirits. So, not how we celebrate it today, but that's some of the history, right? And so then the church said, well, let's have a celebration of something good, of saints, people who've gone before us on that same day, to sort of like reclaim that day. Christians, by the way, have a history of putting church holidays on pagan holidays.
I know.
Christmas.
Right?
Yeah.
I dress up then, too.
You do?
I can put a picture of my elf costume that I wear on every Christmas morning.
Great.
You sit on a throne of lies.
So we do this, and I think it's the church trying to reclaim something or say, like, well, just because a day has been sort of ruined, like we can actually save that day because it still belongs to God and make it something good, right? So should we celebrate Halloween, or is it too sort of intertwined with some of the pagan practices, religious practices that happened on this day historically. Again, trying to evade evil spirits, sometimes trying to do things to kind of atone for having upset the evil spirits. Yeah. So it's kind of some weird stuff.
Wow. Atoning for evil spirits through Halloween?
Evil spirits, yeah. I mean, that's some of the pagan practice. And again, merged together, and then over time, we have this Western holiday of handing out candy and wearing
Dress
costumes.
up.
Yeah.
So what should we do? What you're asking? What I think? What we should do with Halloween? I mean, I don't think if you asked me before, if you said, "No, Joe, tell me what the purpose of Halloween is." Go ahead.
Joe, tell me what the purpose of Halloween is.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I don't really care. And I think that's probably most Americans. Like, oh, it comes up in October. Kids get dressed up, go get free candy. People show up at my door. I give them candy. You know, I grew up in a day and age where it's like you got to check the candy and make sure there's no razor blades.
Oh, that's right.
And now I think
Mom would make us spread it all out on the floor, and you had to go through piece by piece.
I think the vast majority, I think that people are doing that this year, looking for fentanyl. Like, I've heard that. It's like, oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, I don't think most Americans, most people watching us even know what the original purpose was and why they do it. It's just sort of a fun thing to do, I guess, to dress up and your kids at a certain age, put them in cute costumes and go get free candy. I mean,
yeah, but some people would argue, though, that because of the roots of this and because of some of the darkness around it, even the way it's celebrated today, lots of images of death and magic, right? Witches, skeletons, creepy
shepherds,
haunted houses.
creepy sheep dressed up. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess it could be that. To me, I don't really have a category for it. It's not probably unlike the same types of people will say, stop shopping somewhere because that company does evil or wrong things. Like, I guess when I walk into a store, I don't even know. I think there's a type of Christianity that boycotts everything and a type of Christianity that's a little bit freer and goes, wait, really, what is this about? And what am I making it about in my heart? And how, I mean, am I supporting evil by dressing up for Halloween? I don't think so, but that's just my crazy opinion.
But you don't think that some of the images and activities conjured around this are a problem?
Well, I mean, to be honest, this is problematic.
I love that you're
This
playing
is
with it while you're
problematic in a different kind of way. Of course there's problems like with things, but how's my hair? I just don't live in that kind of world. And I know that for some Christians, that's where people live, like sort of looking around and at everything and going, is this supporting or not supporting? I don't know. I would never dress up. I would never let my kids dress up as an axe murderer. It's like, so but if my son wants to go to school dressed up as a Yankee player, go, it's like, or I think it's interesting the people that try to reclaim it, like you can go trick-or-treating, children, but you have to dress up like Bible characters.
Right.
I don't even know. I don't process the world that way. That if I support or I do something, it means I'm condoning evil spirits or murderous things. Or like I've gone to Halloween parties that are just a super fun time where people are getting together to enjoy some good food and carve a pumpkin. I mean, I don't know what's bad about that. Is that in supporting a pagan religion or industry? I'm not. I know my heart. I don't know. But I know people out there that are listening are going, you can't just make it that easy. It's like, I do. I have.
Okay, so let's say I'm gonna push on it. Just
Please
a little bit.
push on me because
I think
you think through things in a different way.
Yeah. So what about Paul says in 1 Corinthians, basically, I can do anything, right? Like I can do anything. Anything is beneficial. There's free, anything is free for me to do. Anything is allowable. But then he sort of turns it and says, but I won't do it if it's not beneficial or if it will cause someone else to sin or would bring.
Yep.
So, sort of offense to someone else's conscience. Because I think there's some level of this that you have to listen to the Holy Spirit for each of us individually, right? And I think categorically there are ways to celebrate anything that we would say, regardless of Halloween, that's sinful or that's right?
Sure.
So it's like, well, can I celebrate Halloween? Can I be like Jesus handing out candy to my neighbors? Probably. Can I be like Jesus hammering Jello shots at a Halloween party. No, you can't. But you can't ever that has nothing to do with Halloween, right?
Thank you.
Okay, so Paul says basically, if it's not constructive, if it's not for the good of others, I wouldn't do it. So if celebrating Halloween sort of connotes something evil, some participation in it, or it offends someone, should we not? Should we be like, it's not really worth it. It's candy. I can buy candy at the store.
Exactly. I don't know. I look at it and I think, if I had a friend who came out of satanic worship and did Halloween in a very evil, satanic, atone for, help the spirits, connect with the spirits, and my friend came to know Christ, and they're growing and changing, and Halloween comes around and they're like, hey, if you go trick-or-treating with your kids, it's going to cause me to sin and fall back into my pagan worship. I'm giving up Halloween. But I'm pretty sure that's not what most of us are dealing with. We're just wondering if it's okay. And it's I look at what Paul says to Titus in 1 Titus. He says, to the pure, all things. 1 Titus.
In 1 Titus? Stay tuned for 2 Titus. That'll be the next Real Talk. How about just Titus?
Titus, to the pure, all things are pure.
Start over.
I
missed the first part because I was stuck on 2 Titus.
In 2 Titus chapter 17,
Okay.
Titus chapter 1, to the pure, all things are pure. But to those who are corrupted and do not believe, nothing is pure. In fact, both their minds and their conscience are corrupted. It's as a follower of Christ, he's made all things pure for me. It's not unlike what he says in another part of the scriptures where he says, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. It's there's an aspect of all of this at the conscious level for every follower of Christ, walking with the Spirit, making decisions, and there's really not a lot we can do that's not wrong, as long as we follow and obey God's commandments in the main, in the holistic way of loving God, loving neighbor, not hurting people. But I don't know, dressing up as Woody from Toy Story and having your kid, I remember giving my kid a tiny little kid a little suit that he was dressed up like a pea in a pod and walking up as an adult and getting free candy. Not for my child, but for myself. To me, that was an incredible Halloween. It didn't hurt anybody. It didn't support pagan worship. I'm probably not a good person to talk to.
Well, I just think that I don't think anyone would say dressing your kid up as a pea pod would be
for free
sinful.
To manipulate.
But there's some yes.
To manipulate people to give
How about
me candy?
those neighbors that give out the king size bars?
I know. I'm going there all day. Right. Should we do a part of the Real Talk? Maybe the stupid things you and I did as kids at Halloween.
Oh,
we could save that for after.
I have one or two.
Oh,
You probably have more than I do.
I have a few things of stupid things that happen around Halloween that we probably shouldn't talk about on Real Talk.
I think the way you're painting it, though, no one's going to say that is sinful. But there's so much activity around Halloween that's probably a little grayer than that.
The haunted house stuff?
Yeah, things like that people participate in.
Should people go to haunted houses?
So for example, clearly there is an extreme, there's some spirit, magic, occult stuff, right? That in Deuteronomy, God's nowhere near that. Well, where's the line? What's messing with stuff we shouldn't be messing with?
I guess it's going to be case-by-case situations. I'm 46 years old, and I've never been in a situation around Halloween that puts me in a spot to make me have to wonder if I'm doing something that's in the occult. I don't know. I just tend to stay away from that kind of scene all year round, not just on Halloween.
Right.
I just don't want to be a part of that and connected with that kind of weird, spirit stuff. I don't like haunted houses in general, so... I remember moving here, and Emmaus had the Emmaus Halloween Parade, and I thought it was a big deal. The Emmaus Halloween Parade is a big deal in our town. And I'm thinking, is this going to be some whack, death, spirit, evil? Right. It's at night. I've never been to a parade at night. So I'm thinking, this is going to be really... We go, and it's a bunch of people on hay rides throwing candy to kids and the football team and the marching band. It's so far from anything evil. It's just family-oriented, free candy, costumes. Yeah, somebody's got an axe through their head, but that's not me. I don't really, I kind of look the other way with the axe through the head.
We had people we did a trunk or treat one year
Yeah,
at
yeah.
our
At
church.
your church?
We hosted it, a trunk or treat.
Yeah.
People were furious.
Really?
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Because out of your trunk, you can't have a treat?
Apparently.
That's the whole philosophy, though, in Christianity. Everything is trying to redeem everything. And almost, again, it's like you can go dress up in a costume as long as it's a Bible character. On one level, it's like, my gosh. Is that what I've done?
I think you're Moses right now.
If you have to try that hard,
Well, I mean, it is.
when I was a youth pastor, we had costume parties at church.
Yeah.
Do we is our church going to hell now?
Yeah. I mean, I actually think it's more offensive that we've made Christmas about a fat guy with a beard and Easter about a bunny.
Listen, why are you getting into weight management? I mean, he's just a little overweight. Go easy on him. My gosh.
Okay, so maybe where I started is a little bit flawed, right? So let me go back and re-ask the question. If it helps, I'll put this back on so you can get back. Okay, so
Get back into the mode.
yeah, let me get back in the mode. So I said, should Christians celebrate Halloween? But maybe what you're pushing on is interesting. Should Christians participate in Halloween? Maybe it's a better way. Because celebrate, it's like celebrate. That's some of that pagan stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't want
the
to
stuff that we're
celebrate.
talking about. Celebrate. You shouldn't do that any day. Like the pagan stuff. You shouldn't sacrifice your children on any day of the year.
That's a great point. I'm so thankful that you
Public
clarified
service
that.
announcement.
Don't do that. Great. No, I think that's it. And it's an individual decision of what you make of something and how you view and do anything. It's like, I don't know. I don't like axes through people's heads in general. I just try to stay away from that. So if my kid wants to dress up on that any day of the week to get free candy, I'm going to go, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
But if you dress up like a Rubik's Cube and go get a big candy bar that we can split,
We can split.
how is that
Bring
a
some
bad
home,
thing?
Dad?
How is that a bad thing ever?
Great.
So can Christians participate? I think it's individual choices, and I think there's going to be some people that are watching us that go, in my conscience, I don't really feel like a
I
participating.
love that though. They should be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nobody should be like, you're dumb because you don't participate. No, it's like if you don't want to participate in it, then don't. But if you want to go get free candy and you got to dress up like a little Bo jackass, then you're free to do that as well.
Good.
All right.
My kids, when they come home with their, I
You let them?
call it the dad tax.
I
get it's the dad
great
tax.
idea.
I get a percentage.
Is there a particular kind of
Oh,
candy that you-
there's a number. Anything with chocolate and peanut butter.
When do we do the Halloween after party?
We'll do that in a minute.
Because the things that you can get, some of the candy that was given away as a child to me, it's like those Mary Janes.
We've
you
talked
ever-
about this. Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. See you next time.
You milk duds.
Mary Jane's terrible. Does anyone hand that stuff out?
Tracks? You seriously?
Bible tracts. Oh,
You've
yeah.
gotten, I've
Yeah,
gotten
yeah.
money. We will give
money?
dollars. Bible tracts? And the Bible tracts, that's so lame. You give out a Bible tract and it talks about
And-
Halloween
but-
and kind of takes a spin
Oh,
in it
yeah.
into Jesus is better than Halloween.
Yes. That's always what it is. Yeah,
Please
Jesus is
don't.
better than Halloween.
Don't do that. So tell me some of the things you've done at Halloween that you shouldn't have done.
You should start.
Why? I probably smashed way too many pumpkins.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I have not
was
done that.
No, so I was the nice person that when I was a teenager and I went, we would wait till Halloween night. After the celebration is over. I think this is very generous.
Oh.
After the celebration is over, not the night before. You want to enjoy your carve or your jack-o'-lantern, you leave it on the night of around midnight. Then
fair game.
Then it's like, then I can go around and fill my trunk with pumpkins and then make a pile across the road, see what happens. Yeah, I did that. I was that bad teenager.
That's destructive. I don't like that.
I mean, I didn't hurt anybody.
Somebody had to clean it up.
Yeah, that's probably true. I'm sorry, road department. What, you did
We used-
anything stuff?
When I was in high school, we used to go play like hide and seek in a cemetery on Halloween night. That's
Really?
creepy.
I always tried to have good costumes. Do you remember any of your costumes?
Oh yeah, what did you? But mine were kind of vanilla. You probably had some funny ones.
Oh, yeah. Like I was Alfalfa from Little
Oh,
Rascals. I was Mr. Rogers. I came into school and took off my sweater and put on a jacket, changed my shoes between classes.
Wow.
Because it's like, let's do something fun.
Wow.
I was a Rubik's Cube. I made my
Oh,
own-
you were?
I
Because
made
you
my
kind of
own
pulled that
Rubik-
one out.
My own Rubik's Cube box. I always had fun decorating myself.
I like the costumes that look like they're like more common now than when we were kids. But they sort of look like you have legs You know, like they're like inflatable legs, but you're walking.
Yeah. Will your kids go trick-or-treating?
Yeah, that's how you get the dad tax.
Oh, that's right. Will you let them have an axe
Peanut
through
butter,
their head?
nah. Peanut butter cups.
No, I love. Do you see the peanut butter cup thins? What's the?
Oh, right.
Seriously?
You should see the pumpkins though.
Oh, what do you mean pumpkins?
They have peanut butter cup pumpkins, you know, for Halloween, for the holiday. Oh my gosh, they're massive and they're great.
Really?
Lots of peanut butter.
You know what? I'll take a track over that. And also here in Pennsylvania, this is unfathomable to me. I don't understand this. Did you realize this when you moved here? We don't celebrate Halloween in Pennsylvania.
On Halloween, I know.
What the?
It's by neighborhood.
By neighborhood? That makes no sense
neighborhood.
whatsoever. And then there are people that go to multiple Halloweens? Seriously.
My neighborhood
That's
is
just a
packed.
Halloween violation. That's
Everybody
absolute-
wants to go to that
the
road.
Oh,
you know,
your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Not your neighborhood.
the
Oh,
attached
the one-
road.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody wants to go there. But those cheapskates, they put out like one little bowl, you know? Like, give me a break. Your house is 25,000 square feet. Spring for some more candy.
King size.
King size.
Please. Service announcement. Give the kids some candy, will you?